Good evening.
Hey, where's Nick?
That is a good question. Where
He
is
didn't.
Mr. Nicholas?
He didn't make it through the credits.
He must be out walking.
Uh, I don't know about tonight. Not in this kind of weather. Hi, Jacqueline.
Dude,
It's 60 here.
I walked what a little over 18,000 steps yesterday.
Hi.
So, but hey, I will tell you, being in pain, I've got my Fitbit. Being in pain really does mess with your heart rate because
yeah.
I was in 202 zone minutes. For anybody who's on Fitbit knows what it is. Zone minutes one day when I was in pain with my sciatic nerve.
Yeah, that stuff's no joke. When Zach goes in, like when he gets his Botox done for his migraines and stuff, if he's in pain, it shoots up his blood pressure. Oh my gosh, nice of you to join us.
Decided to join us finally.
Sorry, I was running late.
Hey,
I was helping out with some lights that I was putting up.
Let me think. They're Valentine light.
You got it.
Yes.
Valentine's.
No, Tom, I was not feeding my groundhog.
Oh yeah, today is Groundhog Day, isn't it?
Is
no,
it?
It's tomorrow. No, it's tomorrow.
How about
Tomorrow?
that?
Okay.
Yeah.
I was gonna say I didn't hear nothing. Then again, if I'm working, I don't.
I don't pay attention anymore. It's like I don't even care. The weather just gonna do what the weather does.
Well, the only reason I thought of it, besides Tom mentioning it, is that somebody earlier today on Facebook put out a meme saying we've got 2 more weeks of Taylor.
Of what?
And now, yeah, Taylor Swift.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, that's right.
Yeah, because of the whole Super Bowl thing now.
Yep.
Yeah.
So that along with Groundhog Days, I thought today was Groundhog Day.
Shut up, Scott. We were talking about you backstage. And you're
Yeah, where's my message, Scotty?
Hey, we should get Scott to come on.
Yeah, really.
Scott,
He's
want to come on?
supposed to come on.
I
You know,
got.
we did ask Jeremy if you sent him the message.
Yeah. You don't want to be jealous of me, I'll tell you that.
You know what? That is true. On the UK, it is already Groundhog Day over there.
Send him a link. He sent him
Yeah,
a link.
there we go.
My Burger King.
What? Have it your way? He has no problem giving it your way. Go right ahead.
Remember, I got the king crown from Burger King when we met.
So I guess
Yeah,
this means. So let me get this straight then. I think I get the idea of what you're talking about, Eileen. So he is your Burger King, and you're going to be his Dairy Queen then.
Nick, if
That's
you
actually
only
pretty
knew
clever.
how that really sounds.
Okay. Yes, Nick. They're still big enough to milk. She's not losing that.
I gotta give you some, Adrian.
All right, I
missed all the
Scott the
backstage
link, but he
talk.
hasn't even looked at it. Come on, Scott, check your damn messages.
Yeah, you missed all the good backstage talk.
He's got to comb his hair real quick.
That one there.
All right, good night, Jacqueline.
Good night, Jack.
Good night.
I've got some really good news to share to everybody, but I'm going to wait until Scott gets on here because he is going to really like this one.
Is it
Has he
involving?
even read the message yet? You know, he's kind of slow.
He has not even checked his
He can
message.
hear.
I mean, I know he's short, so it shouldn't take much for his brain to work. But I know it's a really small brain, like everything
They're
else.
not far apart, so either one. Just make it work, dude.
Go in there.
Come on, make it work.
Come on, Scott.
Hey, Jennifer.
Hey, Jennifer.
Hey, Jennifer.
We're trying to get Scotty to read his messages so he can come on, but you know,
Okay.
we're letting him know both brains are
Everybody
right
see-
there. They're close enough together. They should work.
Everybody blow up Scott's phone.
Are you guys doing that right now? Because
Yep.
Yeah, everybody. Okay, so since we are waiting on Scott to show up, Nick, what the hell were you guys talking about that caused Kate to
oh.
tag me? What was that all about?
Okay, first of all, that was not intentional. I don't know where Kate got the idea from, but when I was on the earlier show, Wayne, it has this kind of this little giveaway involving like short horror stories. You have to write like a 500 story, you know, and Wayne has to be the main character, and it's just kind of a little giveaway that he was putting on, and that giveaway, I mean, the entire thing ends tomorrow night at midnight their time, UK time. So, you know, whoever's got the best story will get. I think it's all four. I think it's 4 books that Wayne has written. I just had no idea that Kate was gonna bring because I actually did mention at one point saying, you know, I'm surprised that something Jeremy hasn't even gotten involved, and then Kate just took it upon herself and just tagged you in.
Uh-huh. Uh-huh. And
Well, it
that's
has
code
to be
for
real
what?
fast. I mean, it can't be real fast to him because he has to use stairs to get to the toilet.
That's code for what? Huh?
You know, I could so get real dirty with these jokes now, but I'm going to be a bit.
Leave that to us. We got it.
Yeah. So this is 500 words or less.
No. If you want to go more than 500 words, I'm sure Wayne would be fine with that.
Who's Wayne? Wayne who?
Wayne Seaton from the UK. He does To the Grayman back with us. He does Dark Mirrors show.
Okay.
Yeah.
There's another Wayne I know. I was making sure it wasn't him.
My
Months.
gosh, Scott!
You said you were going to use the
wanted to
bathroom.
Take the grab.
I was going to say, you said you were going to use the bathroom real fast. This is not fast enough.
Well, I don't know.
You didn't give him enough time to flush the toilet.
So
We have 3 bathrooms here, and I'm telling you what, if one person in this house is in one of them, you may as well leave it there and find another one because he's going to be there another 2 hours.
I mean, why would he say he would come on? If I mean, go to the bathroom before you know the podcast is come on. Come on, seriously.
Well, he didn't know we were going to invite him.
So,
Oh.
but still,
Who we got?
Oh,
This
okay.
Facebook user.
thanks for dropping in, whoever.
I'll check real quick. That is Joshua.
Oh,
Hey,
Josh.
Joshua.
What's up?
Hi, Josh. So, Nick, I can't formulate a story in 500 words. That ain't happening.
I can. He went to the bathroom and he never came out.
He fell in.
And somebody shut a door right after you said that, so that was perfect timing.
That's probably my little voices around here. I'm going to find a way to shut those fuckers up.
Causing trouble for you?
Yeah, I'm dreaming of an ex that's dead. Yeah. And then I have some little voice. First it was a little girl. Now it's a man that says die.
Well, that's pretty crazy.
There
Yeah.
you go.
Yeah, here's the link for you, Josh. Oh, and speaking of which, here is Kate that we were just talking about you.
Yeah, Kate, you got me in trouble.
He stays in trouble. Don't let him fool you.
Yeah, I cannot do a story in 500 words.
She's taking part in it.
Yeah,
Oh my gosh.
because
We
I
know
like
what he was
2,000 a
doing.
day. There's no way I can just do one story because there's too much to say in these things.
Oh God, Tom. Seriously? I'm not even going that there. I'm good.
Then why did you display it?
Okay.
Huh.
What?
Then why did you display it?
Because I wanted everyone else's opinions.
Let's see. That's how Eileen loses her boobs.
No, they don't go. They don't need to go.
Hey,
Yeah.
John. John's in
Hey,
the house.
John.
Hey, John. I see you've been doing quite a bit lately.
Yeah, so we're about ready to see book number 5 now.
That'd be okay.
Yeah.
Oh, so I got another trip, Adrian. End of this
Uh-oh.
month. We're going to Alabama. We're going to Georgia.
That's away from Adrian.
I know.
Yeah.
I gotta figure out how to get. No, okay. So the moment my assistant manager, because we can't go too far away, because we can only be gone because if I'm not there, she's supposed to be in charge, so we only get like one day off together. But we did say when she becomes a manager, we are going to Colorado because she used to work a ranch out there.
That's all right. We got rooms. Come on.
So I don't know what part of Colorado, but yeah, so we're supposed to. So as soon as where goes Nick? So as soon as she becomes a manager, we're heading that way.
Hell yeah. Tell her there's free room and board and food here.
Nick, if you can hear us, just go downstairs. Don't even. If you can hear us, just go downstairs. Don't even fight it. You get in trouble every time. Just go downstairs.
All right, we got another Facebook user, and hey, Sean.
That's got to be on the other page. Okay, yeah, he's frozen. I'm gonna
Oh,
go
Jennifer
take him out of there.
had a hammer drop from the air. Oh, shit.
Let's see. Who are you?
I don't know who that is, but Colorado is a big state.
Oh, that's Ninja. That's Scott. Ninja. Hi,
Oh,
Scott.
hey,
yes.
you
she
know if
will
I
be
go to
here.
Colorado, we'll
Because
have
if
to
she
at
was
least.
not, I will go find her ass and kidnap her, and she will be here.
Don't say those words. You'll get Facebook jail.
I stay there.
But no, we would figure out a way to meet in the middle somewhere.
Are you in the basement?
Yeah. The circle of death.
No, but I'm going to try this one final time. If it goes out, I'm heading downstairs.
Don't
Look
even
who just
try
also showed up.
basement. Hi, Scott.
What is?
Did you wash your hands?
If he's there,
I'm here.
You feel better now?
Yeah, I feel pretty good, man. I'm not sick. I don't have COVID.
That's a
So-
plus.
That's good. That
What?
is good.
Plenty of rest and relaxation, and
I haven't
Yeah.
seen you in forever.
oh, I know, right? I mean,
None of us have.
hey, my body's just catching up on sleep. I'm old.
Let's see. Hold
Now,
on.
now, how often have we been fighting you on that one, Scott?
Oh, forever.
Jeremy, I'm gonna send you something.
Uh-oh.
Whatever it is, I didn't do it. Hi, Jennifer.
guys,
it's-
I got to say this right now. Something
Didn't show
weird is
Scott,
happening
you
in
did it.
StreamYard right now.
Oh,
I
that,
can see it.
okay. All right.
I can see and hear you. I can see and hear you guys, but for some reason, I cannot see Scotty.
You
What
can't
the
see
hell's
me.
going on with StreamYard?
Nick,
We're freezing.
I'm short.
just go to
Come
the
on.
basement. It'll get better. Go to the basement.
Stop.
All
Why are
right.
you showing up Facebook?
All right, I'm going to the basement.
And we'll give you lotion to put on your skin.
Okay.
Look at sweet Scott.
Oh,
You got a sweet picture. That's great.
yeah, that was fun
Did you
time.
see how I had to make him feel tall?
Yeah. Now it would be better, Eileen, if you had the Dairy Queen crown.
Yeah,
Right?
did you hear Nick? Did you hear
Oh.
Nick's joke, Scotty?
Yeah. I was teasing. She said something about the Burger King. And I said, yeah, he's all about have it your way. And
Yes.
he goes, something about what did he say, Eileen?
He
Dairy
said
Queen?
that you could be my Burger King and I could be your Dairy Queen.
And I
Oh,
said,
yeah.
her boobs are still big enough to have some dairy in them, but she's about to lose them.
Oh, boy.
Don't do that. You might end up getting a blizzard.
Oh boy.
Do you
So-
know I was so upset? I mean, I'll say this again. I did not get my leg humped.
You didn't. No, you didn't. Yeah, no.
When I met him, I did not.
It's okay. I didn't
She
either.
didn't. Yeah, no. Adrian didn't as well. So, yeah.
He's
Adrian,
slacking.
I think we are kind of like hurt now.
Oh,
We don't feel like part of the family. He's supposed to be my brother, and I don't feel like family now.
He's gotten my leg a couple times.
yes, I have. Yes, I have.
So I am part of the family. Yeah.
You're something. I don't know what. You're something.
Yeah.
Did
You-
y'all know his daughter has started reading cards? Has been doing tarot.
Oh yeah.
Jenna, yeah. She hasn't done it in a while, so. She hasn't done it in a while.
Well,
Yeah, she
she's
hasn't
more
hit
than
me up.
welcome to read mine.
She hasn't
Tell her
hit
she
me
can
up in a minute.
certainly practice. I'm sick of what's going on around here.
Sydney, I mean, I think it's something with the girls. I think he only humps the guys' legs.
Probably.
Yeah, he does have an affinity for male legs. So
I do.
That's because he
But
doesn't have any.
Oh no,
Yeah,
no. If he's got them.
They're just
got
like,
No. If you see him in a building in the dark, I know he's got them, and you will see them. They will glow.
yes, they will. Yes, they
Just-
will.
Well,
just
we
don't,
were at
don't take
Waverly.
him to a jail with you.
Hey, what happens in the jail stays in the jail, okay?
But in this case, Scott, is what didn't happen in the jail.
This is true. This is very true.
Yeah. 'Cause what is it? Twice now? That's
Twice where I've been offered by a ghost.
Yeah.
And I go up to meet it and it doesn't show up. I even offered it $20. Just
Oh,
didn't want
gee.
none of this
hey,
action.
Jill.
Yeah, it's just it led you on. Hi, Joe.
It led me on. That's why you know it was at least a female.
Yeah. But
But you only offered $20.
best thing of all was what you got on the spirit box.
Yes, the spirit box that said something about
You said Christ compels you.
I did, but I
And,
can't remember what it said.
well, the response that you got was, that don't work here, boy.
That's right. That's right. It says that don't work here. That is right. I remember that now.
And
Yes.
I don't know if I told you this, Scott, but I actually put that dialogue in one of my recent books.
Did you?
Yes,
No, you didn't. That is awesome.
I did. It was perfect because it's basically an exorcist story.
Yeah,
And-
absolutely.
You know how in all them exorcism they go, Christ compels you, Christ compels you. What better line to get in response to that than that?
Right.
Are you okay now, Nick?
Yes, I'm good.
Okay.
You put
What's up,
lotion on
Scotty?
your skin.
Can you see me?
I can see and hear you. Yeah, it was the strangest thing. It's like I could see everybody else, but when Scott, that's why I was like, well, until we could see him, and it was just a black screen. I couldn't see or hear you for some reason.
Nick, didn't you have that problem once before?
I did at one point.
Yeah, wasn't that long ago either.
Having problems with my connection. Damn
But-
right I am.
Yeah, that I thought that was too good to not use because I don't recall ever seeing that in any of the other exorcism movies. So,
Right.
and you can't make this up. So I had to put that in there.
Yeah, and I remember when we were all in that cell just doing that. I was just goofing off, and just kind of having fun. And when I said that, now that you said that, I remember that. Just
Yeah.
goofing off, saying Christ compels you. Yeah, I remember that. That's crazy, dude. I totally forgot about that.
How can you forget that? That was such a prominent moment.
Well, a lot of sleepless nights. Well, I don't want to say sleepless, but when you're working so much, you start to lose a little bit.
Where was this at?
This was at Crown Point, the old Lake County Sheriff's House.
Jeez.
Our favorite place to go to.
Dude, and it seems like forever since I've been there. I think it's probably been 2 or 3 years since I've been there.
About the same for us too. I haven't been there since last time I think we filmed, Jeremy.
Y'all are pretty far
Almost
from
2 years ago now.
Yeah.
Indianapolis, aren't y'all?
I'm only about an hour and 45 minutes from Indianapolis.
And so Chrissy's is near you, right?
Yeah, so Chrissy's like an hour and 15 minutes, and I think Jeremy is about
Wait,
what
Chrissy should be a half hour from you because she's an hour from me.
she's a half hour from me, so she's about an hour from Indianapolis. And I think Jeremy, you're close to 2 hours, aren't you, to Indianapolis?
Right at 2 hours.
Okay, so yeah, we're all pretty close to Indy.
Yeah. Scott and I only live 30 minutes away from each other.
The reason I was asking is I was at a meeting today, one of my IRA meetings, and we have an event. I don't know if the company will let me go, but it's towards the end of the year. We have a function in Indianapolis. We got to fly into Chicago, and then I know, but then we got to get a rental car and head to Indianapolis. But I don't know if the company's going to let me
Wait a
go.
minute.
Hang on a second. Yeah, let's go back for a second there. You guys are flying over to Chicago and not even coming to visit me? What the
Well,
hell?
it's a company thing.
You got a few minutes.
Okay, so I got to ask you this. Why would your company be flying you to Chicago and then driving to Indy when they can just fly to Indy?
Yeah.
I don't know. But I don't know if they're going to let me go. I might be too far down the chain to go.
Eileen, if I were you when you come to Chicago, I would not say Illinois the wrong way over there.
No, that's only for you. And
Feel free to say it all over Indiana. They'll get a kick out of it.
oh, Nick, your friend's here.
Brad, don't even start.
Go ahead, Adrian.
He hasn't said nothing wrong yet.
He has said something wrong to me.
Hey, Nick, your
Oh,
buddy's
that's
here.
you. So it'll be towards the end of the year?
Yeah, I think it's like September. But I know I got to be in Dallas in October.
Okay.
Well, see, you need to make that happen.
I know
I'm
I
just
got
saying.
to get promoted. That's what it is. I got to get promoted.
You know how to get promoted, don't you?
I work under a lot of women.
You work hard. God.
You know what, Eileen? Tom just made a good point. We could pick you up and drive you to Indianapolis.
There
We
you
can drive
go.
with you.
And just tell my company they'll save on a rental car there.
Yeah,
That's
just
right.
rely on us.
Actually, driving from Chicago to Indy
Takes you right by my house.
Yeah.
So
It's,
I'll just moon you on my way.
Indianapolis.
Not if they take 65.
Yeah, I mean, from Indianapolis,
True.
from Chicago to Indianapolis, that's about. I mean, it's obviously farther for us. I mean, we're talking probably
Right.
about a good 4.5, 5 hour drive from Chicago to Indianapolis. What's up, Joanne?
Hi, Joanne. But if you take 69, you'll drive right by my house.
That's what she said.
Hey, why not?
Driving
Why
on
not just bring?
69 from your house.
Why not?
Say what?
You can see the vehicles driving on 69 from your house.
Oh yeah, absolutely. That's how I know if I need to get up and leave early or not. I look outside when
Jeremy.
I'm drinking my coffee, and if I see 69 traffic moving slow, I know I need to leave early for work. So
Brad, I literally just asked for that.
I was about to say that.
Yeah. That makes no sense unless they were able to get much cheaper flights.
Like I
And
said,
at that point, the rental car would have to counterbalance that.
Take you longer to drive from Chicago than fly to Chicago.
See, what I need to do is get them to let us to use the company plane versus like a other thing.
So will you get any free time at all for whatever this?
Oh, I don't know. And like I said, I don't even know if they'll let me go. They just talked about it today. So I don't know if I'm up the food chain enough.
Well, if you're catching wind of it.
Because, well, it's part of my IRM. I don't know if anybody's in real estate, but it's the Institute for Real Estate Management. But it's part of the IRM group.
Okay.
Oh, okay. I got to talk about this.
Oh, I didn't miss this exciting news yet. Is this it?
No, not yet.
Okay.
So
All right.
take a look at this. This
You're on.
is the Illinois toll road.
oh Jesus, yeah.
A little bit blurry.
Okay, get me out of there.
Couldn't
So-
read it.
I get this thing from the Illinois toll road. Keep in mind, I have been to Chicago twice in 2023. One was in May when I went to Nevada, and the other one was in August when we came and picked you up to go to Colorado.
Yep.
So I get the bill for the one time I went through in May, and then for about 7 or 8 times in December.
How much was your bill?
But you weren't there, right?
I wasn't there. It turned out the bill was $40, but Jennifer, I'm sorry, this is 2024. I'll be coming through on the south side this time. I'll be on 70 on my way to Vegas this year, and that will be in the first week of July.
How
So-
Bobby?
So I get 7 or 8 days in December when the last time I was in the Chicago area was August.
What?
So I call them up. Because there was also, okay, put me on full screen, Nick.
Okay.
So,
Yep.
so it was also, if you take a look at that, look at the back of that vehicle.
That's not your vehicle, bro.
That's not.
That is not my car.
That's somebody else's car.
Yes. And it turns out that this person also has the exact same license plate as I do, because mine is Phenom, Phenom. This person has Phenom, but the 0 instead of the letter O, where I have it. And they have the 0, and somehow because of this person, I got the bill.
Did you
Jesus.
call them and have them change
Jeez.
it?
I called him. I called him the day that I got this bill, and they got it fixed the next day.
Did they even find out? Was this was this guy even from like Indiana or from a different state whatsoever?
No, it's an Indiana license plate because that's how they tagged me with it.
Okay.
Huh.
Same county or different county?
That I don't know.
Tom, what are you talking about? You
But
have-
I'm guessing this person probably lives in the first county over what's above Lake, Nick?
Above Lake Michigan, or well, no, not Lake Michigan.
Hang on.
Wait, is it Lake County you're talking about?
Yeah.
That's what's above Lake? You're right. Oh my god, it's like right on the tip of my tongue, and I can't even think of the name of it.
Did you get a haircut, Nick?
I did a few months ago, but it's
Oh
growing
wow,
back.
mine too.
Oh, it wasn't that long ago.
Yeah, my hair's growing out too, dude.
Well, I got it cut back in October because it was for my Halloween costume. So now I'm just waiting for it to grow back. Hey, what's up,
Yeah.
girl?
Yeah, I'm letting mine to grow out because I'm cool like that.
I just got mine chopped off.
Yeah, get that mullet there, Scotty.
You got it chopped off, Eileen. Like what? They use like a meat cleaver or something to chop it off?
We're getting there, but you got to cut the top first. That's a skater.
Oh wow, that is.
Oh, geez, Scott.
Yeah.
I don't
so-
think I've ever seen you with that long of hair before.
No.
That's a skater.
That is. I just don't
Yep.
even know what to say. I just don't know. I'm like wordless right now.
Oh, that's a first. Oh my gosh.
Yeah. So
Oh, okay. So since Scott here and since Carl is now in the audience, it's good that he's here. I'm going to share this news. So, a couple of months ago, about 4 months ago, I signed my dad up for the honor flight. And Scott, I'm sure you're well aware what that is. I know Carl has too. He
Yep.
just got the call yesterday. He is going in the end of April.
that is awesome, brother. That is awesome.
In April, and I am going with him.
Very awesome, dude.
That's amazing.
That is so cool.
You're welcome, Jennifer.
Skater Boy song.
Hey, I'm gonna put y'all on pause. I gotta refill my water.
Pause. We don't pause.
Well, you know what I mean. Bye. I'll be right back.
Okay, so is he talking about like she talking about like the Avril Lavigne song? of
It's
Skater
got
Boy?
yeah, Skater Boy song. That is excellent. So now every time Jennifer Lee hears that song, she's gonna be like, "That damn Scott,
And that's
his
a
long
song-
hair."
And that's a
So,
song.
yeah.
I have an air supply in my head for the last 3 weeks, and I can't get it out.
Oh, well, feel lucky. I've had Willy Wonka stuck in my head because I had the kids.
Well, it's crazy thing about
Oh, I
Skater
thought
Boy.
you was
That's
calling me an
basically
Oompa Loompa.
well. To be fair,
That's
also
the
that's kind
song.
of to be fair, it's kind of crazy to think that she has Skater Boy in my head because that was a song that was being played during my childhood, obviously from my younger era.
You mean yesterday?
Yeah, it was yesterday.
Back when he was 3 years old. So yeah, my dad is because I signed him up, and he got the call that night to say, okay, we're going to get you on this flight. We don't know when yet, probably in the spring, but because of when he was in the service, that jumped him up straight to the front of the line.
Awesome.
And it was just a matter of when they were going to be able to do it. They said they would let him know. And I'm thinking, well, okay, we're already in the new year. They're planning on doing it in the spring. That's only a couple of months away.
Yeah.
And then he finally got the call last night, and he wanted me to go with him, but it was going to be, okay, what are we going to do with Angelia? Because we can't take her not on a plane.
Right.
She gets restless after 30 minutes. Imagine.
Yeah, plane ride that long. Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, it's only an hour flight from what he was told.
But
So,
that's got to be scary for her, not being ever on a flight.
you know what? I don't really know. Because she doesn't get scared during the fireworks. She reacts to it. She's hearing something, but she doesn't know what it is. But
Thanks, Joanne.
she doesn't get scared from it.
Well, I was gonna say, like, do you remember exactly the last time when Angelia was ever on a plane whatsoever?
Never.
Never. Okay.
She's never been on a plane. She has not been out of state.
I just wonder how, with her ears popping, things like that, if that
The air pressure.
might affect her a little.
Yeah, it probably would. It probably would. So was able to get respite care. Been trying to get respite care for a while now for my surgery coming up, and I finally got somebody today, and the lady said we can take it for the surgery and we can also take it for the honor flight.
Awesome.
Let's do it.
Let's do it. Yep.
Yeah.
Eileen, are you in a hotel room?
No, baby, I'm in
Yeah.
my bed.
I was
Her.
gonna say I didn't know hotel rooms give you cats nowadays.
Well, no, I'm pretty sure I had the same kind of curtains in my Super 8 motel. That's why I was
These are
asking.
not my These are not my permanent curtains.
Are they pickles?
So I got these when my work was revamping, and these windows are so big. I haven't found the ones I wanted, and the ones that my father-in-law had here were covered in nicotine, and they were like from the 70s. So I was
Pickle
like,
Eileen.
So,
There.
so she's like, hey, I'm going to go get me some Rick and Morty curtains and just hang right here.
Hey, wait a minute. Hey, wait a
Scott,
minute.
if you haven't watched, we have this guy, and he's on Dear Fans a lot, Tom Nally, and he is so good at making Rick and Morty voices. It's gotten to a
Is
point
he?
where I just yell out "Pickle Tom." He'll probably show up at some point. So
Right on.
Hey, guys, look. Nick is in color. Zoom
I
in on
see
him.
that.
Zoom in on
And
him.
He is.
because I'm in
Full
the
screen him.
base, I switch computers.
Hey,
I'm in
Nick.
the basement.
Hey, boobies. Nick,
Boobies,
boobies.
boobies.
What?
What do we
Where?
do with boobies,
Scott
Nick?
doesn't know.
Yeah. Check this out, folks. Check this out. For once, you can actually see that Nick has a complexion.
Oh my goodness, look at the red. Boobies, Nick.
Because you guys are making me laugh. Damn it.
Boobies.
He actually got some color in his skin, even though his shirt is in black and white.
Well,
Yeah, but
it
his
actually
face,
is-
you're right.
This is the actual color of the shirt.
Yeah.
Funny story about this, and this was back in high school. But
Got boobies?
well, kind of something like that.
Oh,
Nice.
There was
How
a
can
guy.
you really
there
like boobies? It's boobies or it's not boobies? It's boobies.
There was a guy that I used to hang out with back in high school, and his name was Bobby. And I had another friend of mine. He started calling him Booby all the time. At one point, we actually went to like a bowling alley. He, like those computer screens, you got to type in everyone's names for the lanes. He started typing in Booby.
Typing boobies.
This guy Bobby was really starting to get pissed off. Like he would start acting all tough. He literally be like, "I thought I told you not to call me Booby anymore." He got pissed off, but it was funny as hell to the rest of us.
I'm surprised you didn't write down Bobby's boobies.
There you go. Yeah,
I bet he likes boobies now, don't he?
I don't know. I
He
just
might
know that he
not.
also later became a
Let's
troublemaker.
hope
I
he
stopped
does.
hanging out with him because he was getting involved in illegal stuff.
Ah,
Oh, but he don't like boobies.
who me? Yeah, I
No, he
do.
doesn't like boobies. He likes legs.
Yeah, not where he's at.
We also have a restaurant not far.
I like both. I mean,
Um,
I'm the same height as some of them, so we're good to go.
You know what? That I remember that about my first boyfriend. He was right here, and it didn't dawn on me till a year later that he was right here. I was like, "Holy shit! You watched him grow, dude."
I think Scott's okay. Yeah, he's got his mic off.
Yeah. He's just talking to his family, I think.
yep.
Yeah. When I was in high school, no one ever had a problem, with my size or anything like that. Because I'm literally, other than weight, the same size I was in 6th grade. And I'll never forget this. I was very athletic, and this one person called me anorexic back then. That has stuck with me all these years.
You athletic? Okay. What was you chasing, boys?
Pretty much.
Well, that doesn't mean you're
I
I
athletic.
mean, I was chasing balls.
I mean, April chases me with a baseball bat. It doesn't make her a baseball player.
Do we dare ask what kind you were chasing?
You're not supposed to ruin the joke that way. No, I
Probably-
played softball basically from t-ball all the way up until I couldn't play anymore because I got pregnant, but because I was chasing other balls.
What?
But,
No, you know.
Well,
But I
you're
played-
24. You're still at that age to do so.
I played soccer. I did gymnastics. I did track and field. I did cross country. I did cheerleading. Yeah.
Damn, you stay busy.
Jeez.
That, you're a cheerleader?
Not for like the school, but for the city. Yeah.
Oh, so you was like a manager.
No, we had the cheerleaders.
You got the real cheerleaders water. It's okay. You can admit
My mom
that.
finally said she got sick of everything, so she finally said, "Okay, you've got to pick something," and so I picked softball.
Yeah, she picked something all right.
The balls were smaller.
Well,
I
hey,
mean, I don't know what
if
to
you're
say
good at
about
what you're doing, man, you might as well just do it.
I mean, the wheels are turning, but they're always turning.
So, any of my sports girls, y'all know you always had to roll up your sleeve, take a ribbon, tie your sleeves up, and then you already had like booty shorts. But boy, you had to roll those booty shorts even more.
See, I wanted to be a male cheerleader.
Actually, a friend of mine's son is a male cheerleader. And he just it just started college.
But I mean, I never, I played baseball and basketball. I played football. I was in track, but
See, my mom never made it to my track meets, and one of my sisters ran track, so she was actually at the finish line for me one time because she's like, I know what it's like to cross that finish line.
But
And I'm like,
Todd.
oh my gosh.
So
See,
Scotty
now
was
Todd,
picking
when he
balls,
was in
too.
high school, he was just drugging Leanne, making her fall in love with him and making her think he was like all that or something.
I mean,
Yes,
he
Brad,
is the-
I
he is still
was-
Todd.
I was chasing little balls, Brad. I was chasing little ones because I'm a little guy. I can't handle big ones, so I
Yeah,
got
but-
tiny hands.
Well, you brought up though was different though, Eileen. I mean, he is the Todd.
No, he is Todd. No, he's still drugging her. I keep trying to tell her to stop eating what he's cooking and stop taking the drinks from him because he's still drugging her.
I mean, who can resist? Who can resist him? He is the Todd.
Oh boy.
Why you?
Rules.
Well, you know what I mean. You're still drugging her.
So what is new with all you people? Like, what's going on? What's new? Talk to me. It's been so long. Adrian, what's going on with you?
Besides these people that whatever the hell's here, I don't know if anybody else heard it, but we'll have to replay it in a little bit. Right before I got up, I turned and looked. There was a female voice behind me. Whoa. There was a female voice behind me. I've been hearing voices for the past week. And no, I'm not schizophrenic, but I'm going to go get tested before this is over. I've been hearing like guys' voices and girls, little kids' voices that are saying die. What the hell's going on now? And then I had this really weird dream that somebody was able to interpret for me that made a whole lot of sense. But this shit's got to stop, and it's got to stop like soon.
Here's what Brad also said too about Adrian.
There we go. All right,
There
Brad.
you go.
There we go.
I was waiting, and I agree with what the Todd said, Mr. the Todd to Eileen.
Oh,
Brad,
that's-
don't
I'm
think
calling-
that I will not take a
Whoa.
trip up there. Do not think I
What?
will take a trip.
I'm calling Orlayla, Todd. I'm gonna get Orlayla on you.
yeah, Todd, that does not flow. So it's either the Todd or Mr. Todd. It's not going to be Mr. the Todd.
Well, no. Who
You have
was
a
the one-
bodyguard? Bring him.
Who was the one, Todd, that went in the store and got me Starbucks because I wouldn't talk to him until he would get me Starbucks?
Who's your bodyguard there, Brad?
He built his own Terminator.
Oh, great.
Yeah, he did. So,
I'm not a bit worried.
actually, Adrian, you should be.
I,
Because it is pretty menacing looking. Let me tell
I've
you.
actually seen it too. It's
you
pretty
remember I've
intimidating.
had ex-husbands. No, I'm not worried.
So Scott, what I just sent you is the subchapter from The Real Exorcist that I wrote last year that has that bit of dialogue in it.
Alrighty.
And it gets pretty intense in that section that I just
I'm definitely gonna read it, bro. There's no doubt about that. I'm gonna check that out.
yeah, it gets real intense.
I've got a question for y'all since we were talking about what happened with Adrian, and I'm trying to think of a logical explanation because I don't think it's paranormal. But my leasing agent moved into her apartment back in June, and she's got a television in the living room, doesn't have one in the bedroom. She the remote's in the living room. She said about 3 o'clock in the morning, the television comes on by itself.
It's a demon.
Every night?
No, not every night. It's happened 3 times since June. So if it was more every night, I would say, well, someone has maybe a strong remote signal, something. But
What about the settings?
but the settings turn a television on.
No. There are ones that turn them on. Like you can set it. Now, you were talking about strong signal. We have, where mom and dad's room is compared to the living room. They accidentally switched remotes, and I don't know what they've done, but one works on one works on the other, and it will not. They are what I'd say 50, 70 feet apart, and you cannot interchange them.
Alrighty. Hey, I gotta let my dogs out. I'll be right back.
Okay.
Todd, if
And-
it's a
Kid the Todd said.
But there
kill
is
lots
a
and stuff.
setting that you can put on the TV, on the cable box, where it turns on certain shows when they come on at a certain time or certain things like that. Now, she might check that. I don't know.
So, but but that would make it at least come on once a week if she had cable, wouldn't it? Not like
If that
once-
show was airing, yes. If she
okay.
set it on a show on accident, or that's kind of hard to explain only 3 times in a few months.
Jen's asking, does she mention seeing shadow people?
No, and she's not into paranormal. We're really trying to honestly think of a logical explanation because I really don't think
Let me
it.
check out the settings because my dad has issue with his TV, and it's not that it comes on every now and then. It's just that it records specific shows, and he
Right.
knows does not set anything on there.
And I don't even know if she's got cable. I think she just has the smart internet TV.
Yeah, there you go. Oh, fuck.
Okay.
Am I going to have to say this again? No, I'm not going to say it.
So
That's an idea. That's all I'm going to say.
send me a message how I would tell her to shut that off because I don't have that on mine. I've got one that'll I set my television shut off at a certain time when I know I'm trying to go to sleep, but I just never had one that try to have it that goes into sleep mode or something like that. But she doesn't have any other television in her house. It's only that one in the living room because
Yeah, definitely look into the settings and see what's all set and what's all programmed. It could be anything in that.
okay, I'll tell her to double check it. Maybe she just got tired and just did something and whatever.
Yeah.
Its daughter's TV is like that. It's one of those Roku TVs and doesn't fully shut off.
Yeah, mine's like that. It'll go, but my Roku TV, it'll like play that stupid little. It's got like 4, 6 little designs that it sits and plays. I hate that. I don't know how to shut it off.
I
I'm sitting here watching it right now, going through. I got a turtle right now.
You know, it's got like 6 little designs, and it'll sit there. But first, it asks you, "Are you still watching this?" And if you don't
Yeah.
say something, you don't touch it. It does that stupid little thing, and it'll stay on there forever.
that happens to my dad all the time. If he's watching a movie, it'll go 2 hours, and they say, "Hey, are you still watching?" If you don't press OK in 30
Yeah.
seconds, we're going to shut off.
That's
Oh,
ridiculous.
it's annoying as hell. I hate it.
He
That
does
is
not.
so ridiculous.
I don't know how to get that to turn off.
I don't either, but apparently Brad does.
Like, what's even the point of all that?
I don't know. I guess to save her, but how is it saving power when it's using that little screen
Screensaver.
that sits there?
But it's more of a screensaver because mine
Yeah.
rotates. So it
Yeah.
Hey,
doesn't
I don't know, but
rotate.
I come back in and Eileen says she was turtling it, so you might have to go potty. I'm just saying.
But
Her
so
that's
poor
kind of-
husband, my
Eileen,
goodness.
years ago, I called. Oh, she's got a Samsung TV, is what she said. But I was I had one of those big televisions that that what are they? They were like the original flat screen, but
Mhm.
they were huge.
Oh yeah.
And I called. I had to get in touch with USA because I watched USA so much. USA burned into my screen.
Yep, I have seen that happen.
And that
Yeah.
was before they
Seriously?
used to do all the movements, and then not
Yeah.
long after that, they
Just-
started doing all the movement.
It
Now,
just
is
says
it an
USA.
LED? Is it an LED?
Yeah,
TV
it
flash?
just sits there on a screen.
There's Eileen.
Even your computer.
There's
if
Eileen.
It sits there on a screensaver. It will burn
Say
into your
hi.
computer.
Just get down there and wave.
Hey, sweet girl.
I
Yeah.
know.
So I got to get off because she needs this so she can get her homework done. 'Cause her-
And let her know she can do a reading whenever she's ready.
hey, and they said anytime you want to do a reading, you can do a reading for them.
Yeah,
I'm
your
still
daddy
waiting
can
on
message
mine.
me and you can do it.
Can't hear
Because
you.
I need one.
I'm still waiting on mine. Tell her.
And Eileen says she's still waiting on hers. She said,
Let her know that I don't do tarot readings, so it's not like anybody's judging. I don't do them.
I will let her know that. She's a dork anyways, but her boyfriend just left.
Woohoo!
Yeah, his birthday is coming up and they're going skiing this weekend. So he was over tonight and we had dinner and some dessert and he got his birthday present. So, but yeah,
Butt pads. That
Where
shit
do
hurts.
you go skiing? Because there ain't sure as hell no snow around here.
they go to Michigan. A lot of the places up there, like Bittersweet and Timber Ridge, will also use fake snow.
Yeah, they use like artificial snow, or they
Yeah,
make their own.
artificial. Yep. So
Artificial, fake,
Yeah,
you know. It's all the
I remember
same.
that many
Yeah,
years
it's all
ago. I
the
don't
same.
remember.
Strap on, whatever.
I don't remember where it was, but I do remember there was a hillside like right near one of the state borders that they did the same thing. They made their own snow, and this was like
Yep.
in the middle of April or May, I think
That's
it
a
was.
lot of maintenance to be able to have that artificial snow.
Here in Colorado,
right.
we have it till June.
and you can keep that shit till June.
Oh, it's already all the way at the top. I don't give a shit where it stays. I ain't
As
going.
long as it stops in June, I am good with that because I am coming through in July.
I am not okay with it snowing on my birthday in May. Absolutely not. I want
Hey.
to go fishing.
You chose to live there.
I really didn't.
What's up, Joe?
No.
Hey, Joe.
Yeah, as long as it stops within June, because we're actually going to the Grand Canyon this year. We're driving out there, and
Wow.
so
That is going to be so awesome. I've been
Yeah.
there myself.
So you can drive through here, right?
Right.
You're gonna be
No.
driving through here too.
I'll be driving through Chicago, but not Colorado. Or will I? No, I
was
don't think
hoping
we are.
Maybe you take the long way.
I would love to. I would love to. So, but yeah, no, we're driving out. I've been to Grand Canyon twice. I've actually seen it twice. April has not, and this year is our 20th anniversary. So
You should on your 25th at least save up for it. come up here, which you ain't got to say much. You got free room and board here, but
Okay.
we have the Garden of the Gods, and
Uh-huh.
oh my gosh, it is amazing, and it's right there next to the Abbey.
To the what?
The Abbey.
Really?
Where we all went last year.
Yeah.
It's the entire area is just
Gorgeous.
yeah.
Oh God. Absolutely.
There's a
See, I'm-
winery. It's beautiful.
See,
There's
I'm
something-
all about mountains. So if there's mountains, I'm good.
there's something for everyone, and you don't have to plan that much because
Yeah, there is.
everything's here.
There's even a boat.
Yeah, you walk down the street with it here. Nobody gives two shits. You go paddle boarding, and you can paddleboard right to the dispensary, and then keep on going.
Trust me, if I'm doing that, I'm not paddle boarding. That's for sure.
Well, you get a paddleboard driver. It's fun.
Dude, you're still on the sand. Whoa. All right. Nice, dude.
Next thing
I'm
you
just
know, my parents got a hold of him, and now he can't row.
right?
That's
They
okay
told
too.
me it was spinach. Whoa.
Yeah, I can see it now. Row, you. Whoa!
Yeah. That's exactly the way it would be too. Whoa.
I can
That's
actually
okay.
see that right now with Scott.
Bring her. We'll have fun.
See that with me?
She'll be Cronin gone by then.
Yeah, dude, I would love to come out to Colorado.
Hell
I'm
yeah, all
definitely-
you gotta do is come here.
Absolutely. Hey, I'm telling you what, and like I almost got 10 years at work, and then I'll be fully invested for retirement. I'm telling you, if I have it my way, I'm moving south. I love you guys, but yes, I am. Yep.
Oh
Scott,
yeah, I would too if it wasn't for the man I married.
a word, a
doesn't like
warning. If you go to Colorado to see them,
Uh-huh.
they have two dogs. Both of them are every bit, if not bigger than you.
Oh
That's
yeah.
all-
Yeah.
that's all right
they are.
because as long as they understand you hump me, I'm humping back. I'm just saying.
Oh, neither one will do that.
No, I'm
Put it
just
this
saying.
way, Scott. They're almost just as tall as I am. If you see
Well,
a size
that's-
comparison.
So what do you got? Great Danes?
No, no, I have a yellow lab or a white lab. I don't know what the hell he is, and a Dalmatian mix. And then I have a border collie and a greyhound mix.
Well, ain't y'all seen Pandora?
No.
Pandora's our horse. She's a bull mastiff.
Oh, I love those. We wanted one of those.
I mean, she's usually like just a few minutes ago, her head was right here on my my armrest for my chair.
Aw.
Oh,
And I was sitting here petting her. She'll lay her head on our table and try to lick stuff off the table like food.
Yeah, yep. I got one that got in our sink the other night. The littlest one got in our sink and took steaks.
oh,
Have
I
you
mean-
seen the price of steaks?
He tried to do that when I was there.
I haven't seen anything like that since Eileen got drunk when we were down in Mississippi.
wait, what?
Wait, we
Oh,
weren't
what?
in
That wasn't her steaks. That was her buns.
Oh, my bad.
You get
Yeah,
lost in the
Jennifer,
mountains.
you took me through those mountains. Never again.
I think she's talking about on the way home from here, though.
Oh, okay, that's fine.
Remember, she helped officiate our wedding.
Oh, that's right.
I just remember going through those scary ass mountains when I went to go meet her at the Flaming Gorge.
I remember her having that blowout or that tire issue.
Scotty,
Yeah.
I wasn't even in the mountains. I was in the valley area.
That
within
was
the mountains.
that was scary.
But the blowout that she had came from the spin out in the snow.
Right? Yeah, I remember there was snow, there was ice
Yeah.
or something, and yeah, that was not
She was
good.
about 30 minutes ahead of me and called me to let me know, and then she was able to get on the way. And then later on, I found that spot, that spin out area, because it was the only one like that.
I would have been calling you freaking the hell out.
Oh, she was freaked out.
I would have been like, I ain't going no further. No the hell.
Oh, she did.
Imagine.
She did. It just
Yeah,
that
she's
once
braver
we
than
got
him.
into the town is when she noticed, because her
It's on the
truck is one of
freeway.
those advanced ones to let her know how much air pressure she has in each tire.
Yeah, right.
Um,
Yes, Chris, we are going to do it big this year. Yes, we are. We're not letting other people
All right,
mess with it.
Scotty, you better not let my baby girl fail class. I know you got to go so she can do.
I'm
homework.
not. Yeah, she, you know, and especially being her senior year, I don't want to fuck it up. So, love you guys. Thank you so
sweetheart.
much.
See you, Scott.
It was
Oh,
good
yeah.
seeing you guys.
it's good having you on here.
I was honored to be able to come on. So,
Thank
love you guys
Thank
so
Good
you
having
much.
you
so
on.
much, sweetie.
Hey, you guys have a good night. All right.
You
Take
too.
it easy.
You too, sweetie.
Bye, y'all.
All it tends so I can jump scare.
Now over the weekend on Marks on
Sure,
Wrestling,
your ass.
we had Chris actually on camera.
Seriously?
Yeah.
No, this time Chris is going to be there. The fuck with that. He can jump scare while he's there so I can beat his ass while he's there.
Good. You can finally avenge me then.
That's what you do?
I'm still
Yeah.
here. I'm just having to get off camera for a second, but I'm still here.
That's my first reaction when somebody scares me is to what?
Yeah, Jennifer, I will give you the date of when I'm going to be in Vegas, and we'll just go from there.
Well, it's definitely not the mountains, apparently.
Well, let's see, because I'm going to be going through 70, so that's going to take me south of where she lives. Because the last two times that we met, it was always north of where she lives.
Mm-hmm.
So let's see, where she would be coming down would be right about the middle of, right about the middle of Utah, I think. It all depends on where her highway comes out to 70 or wherever we go.
Well, here's the question. How are you going to avoid the mountains? Because I thought a good majority of Utah is very mountainous.
Utah, well, the worst part of it is when you get out of Denver. That's where everything is so winding like a snake, literally. And then it gets to a point where it starts to open up a little bit. And then as you get into Utah, it opens up more, but there's still some mountainous areas you get to. And shortly before you get to 15, Interstate 15, then it opens into a big plains area. And it's like that almost all the way until just before you get out of Utah going into Arizona.
Mm-hmm.
And then from there, all the way to Arizona, you're kind of zigzagging back and forth in the mountains. And eventually you find your way into Vegas.
Okay, Jen.
There's
Jen
an awesome place there that Jennifer has that I saw pictures of. That's it's like, I don't know. There's petroglyphs of some sort. I'm not sure what, but it is absolutely amazing.
Oh, she might have shown me. Jennifer has sent me so much stuff over the years. She might have shown it to me.
Is this
They
still
are
Josh?
really, really neat. And then there's a place, I can't remember where it was. It's close to her that it's a motel, I think, Jim. But I want to go there.
Yeah, it is. You just
Yeah,
confirmed
it's
it.
still Josh. Josh, didn't you click on that link I gave you?
Joshua, come on.
Jen says that they're surrounded by mountains, but sunk in the basin.
No, you're in the basement.
Hey guys, I want y'all. My husband just walked in the room. All y'all got to scream happy birthday to him. He just walked
His
in the room.
birthday today?
Yep.
Happy birthday!
Happy birthday.
He said thank you.
All right, Jennifer. Yeah, it'll be first week of July, basically. I'm bowling on July 3rd and 4th.
It's going to be damn hot here that time of year. Oh, you know what? Remember our pond with the fish?
What?
You remember our pond in the backyard with the
Oh,
fish?
yeah.
They died.
Oh,
All of them?
Last week they froze solid.
I thought they
No.
hibernate.
Really?
Yep.
Don't they
So-
usually
Yeah,
hibernate
really.
like when it's frozen outside, or
Yeah.
It's fish. They have nowhere to go.
yeah, that's why they hibernate during the winter.
It all froze solid. The whole thing.
You wouldn't
They
be
had
in
nothing to breathe.
Louisiana in June.
Wow. Not me.
Not me either, at least as far as I
I
know.
wish I was in Louisiana for a while and I absolutely loved it. Well, I loved the place.
What
I
part of
was there
Louisiana?
Katrina. I was in New Orleans
Oh,
after Katrina, and I was taking down FEMA trailers, and I went out in the
Well-
bayou, and
He means Louisiana. I thought I took it as
I
LA.
oh, LA,
I thought
Los
the same
Angeles.
thing. LA.
Hell
Oh.
to the no, no.
No, he's saying it is Los Angeles.
Yeah,
I
no,
thought he meant
No.
Louisiana.
hell no.
I would not want to drive through Los Angeles.
You know what? I'm gonna have to say this. I loved Los Angeles driving. I lived in Bakersfield, California.
a
Oh,
friend of mine
boy.
grew up in Bakersfield.
My sister
I-
used to live in Bakersfield.
You know, I thought I'd be scared of LA because I was absolutely scared of Louisville, Kentucky driving. But LA was actually really peaceful, really calm because you don't go far. It's inch by inch by inch by inch.
Exactly.
See,
It
that's
took
the thing.
it took you 3 hours just to go 1 mile.
I
Yeah.
will take that before I'll take some of that crazy shit. Nope.
I
I'm
tell
good.
people all the time, if you ever come to Mississippi and we tell you it takes 10 minutes to get somewhere, we legitimately mean it takes 10 minutes. Not it's 10 minutes down the road and it's going to take you 3 hours.
Well,
What I
probably
love
is
about
more-
Mississippi, it's so the
My
traffic
best friend's
when
uncle,
we-
brother, roommate. What the fuck?
when
That's some uncle, cousin, brother bullshit. What?
Oh, that's quite an interesting individual there,
Now-
Chris.
I accidentally went across.
Chris,
the
we're
Tampa
talking
Bay-
about California, not Kentucky.
Yeah, he is too. He is too.
What were you saying, Eileen?
I said, no, you're talking about Tampa, Florida now? Is that right?
Wow.
Here's the
Okay.
problem, though. I mean, about LA, though, is it's not even just that. It's one of those places that if you go, you may never come back. I learned that again from that Seinfeld episode. Kramer said, "It's LA, nobody leaves."
Oh no, I went there. I took
They
my
say the same
baby.
thing about Chicago. They say the same thing about New York.
Yeah, but this is LA, though.
Well, see,
LA was actually pretty calm. I actually really enjoyed going to LA. Not that I would ever in my life live there. Houses fall off cliffs because there's mudslides, and
Yeah.
these houses cost tens of millions of dollars. Bullshit.
Yeah.
No, I don't think
Well, they're also right there in that area for the earthquakes.
Yeah, they get the earthquakes.
Mhm.
Because
Oh, damn, too bad
is
Scott
is
left.
not far from the San Andreas fault line.
That's right.
Tom,
I thought it was San Francisco, though. Isn't it San
It's,
Francisco?
it's all right
Oh,
there.
it's, yeah, it's all over. It's all over.
The San
California.
Andreas fault line goes straight down the
It
middle
does.
of California. It seems like.
Well, it's not only just the San Andreas one. I mean, there's multiple fault lines that run through California. There's like
Well,
8 of them.
But that is the worst one. I don't know if you've seen the global map of all the major fault lines. That's literally the North American plate and
Yep.
the Asian plate, and it's in constant movement. And then once it gets to a certain, I don't know what.
Yeah,
it
they
is.
they continue sliding until
Yeah.
they can't do it anymore.
well, they were talking about Tampa earlier. I'll never forget one time we were driving to Clearwater which is right outside of Tampa. And it's like 16 hours, something like that from here. And we had left in the middle of the night, so we had gotten there bright and early in the morning. And now my husband used to live in Dunedin and Clearwater. And you're supposed to turn right before the Tampa Bay Bridge. And we were so tired, he missed it. And I had to go across that damn bridge. That's a long ass bridge.
Yeah, it's one
I've
of
never been across it. That's a long ass bridge.
Real quick, too bad Scott left because look who just showed up. Pickle Tom.
Hi, Tom.
What's up, Nikki?
Yeah, Clearwater has some beautiful beaches. I will say that Clearwater has
Oh,
some
yeah.
beautiful water.
Well, that's where the Royal Rumble was at in St. Pete. Right there in that area.
See, the other thing too, Jeremy, I mean, you were talking about the fall lines. I mean, they say San Andreas is like the worst one, but they're actually
Well,
saying
it is for us.
it is for us, but they're actually saying, at least for San Francisco and LA, that the Hayward Fault is supposed to be the next biggest threat to California.
Hayward Fault.
Hayward Fault. They're saying that's the next one that's supposed to basically trigger the same strength as the San Francisco earthquake of 1906.
Oh, Hayward.
Yeah, Hayward Fault.
Okay.
That was actually the one that triggered the 1868 earthquake. That was, which was considered.
See, now, how do you know all this, Nick?
I studied all. I told you guys, I know a lot of this stuff with weather and all the history. Why do you think people sometimes call me Nikipedia?
I know, but
Okay,
it still amazes me every time.
Nick, it says right here the Hayward Fault is a member of the San Andreas fault system. So that's
I
all.
thought that was a separate. I thought that was a separate fault line.
No, it's a part of San Andreas.
Okay.
Because
So you didn't know everything.
here, and it's in that same straight line.
You know, I just
You're
looked. Oh,
grounded
yeah, you're right. Yeah, it's in line with the Pacific plate and North American plate.
Yeah, so that's all the same basically.
Real quick, Chris, shut up. Yeah, it's a separate fracture, but it's still part of the same fault line.
When my son lived in San Diego or outside in Oceanside, but I'd hear about an earthquake. I would call him, you know, are you okay? He goes, Mom, that was like hours away from me. I'm like, I don't care. Anytime there's an earthquake in California, I don't know the distance. You call me. And then, of course, when there's fires, I always knew he would come home. Anytime fire got anywhere near San Diego, he'd come home and goes, I'm sick of the smoke, Mom. Of course, he'd come home with tons of laundry, but, you know.
We never had, we were pretty close to San Diego. That's where we go to the beach. But you know what? Those California beaches are freaking cold. No way in hell. You don't
A lot
strip
of
down
people
to no
do.
damn swimsuit to go swimming.
Yeah, but there's a lot of people that do surf down, especially down in Southern California.
Well, that's great. They can keep on surfing. I saw some sea creatures there that, hell no. I'm not
Sharks.
getting in that water. No,
Sharks?
they were on the land.
Oh, okay.
No.
Who's this? This is another Facebook user here.
That is Joe Fox.
Oh, Joe. Okay.
Now, what part of Florida do you like? See, to me, Florida's overrated.
I love Florida. Oh, hell no. You
I
can
do-
drive across the state, go from one beach to the next, and one day you're fine. Nope. I love Florida. The white beaches, yes.
See, and it might be because it's only a couple hours for me to get to Biloxi or, you know, Gulfport or something. But it's just, I don't know, it's just too overrated. Like, we were going
I
to go
love it.
back to Panama City, but it's
Well,
right around
Biloxi,
spring
Mississippi.
break. That's why we decided to do Georgia.
Well, I grew up in Florida, and I miss it every day. I used to live in the Port St. Lucie area.
Chris. Well,
So if I had the chance and everything was in order, I would go back. But with that said, I would not like the hurricanes that come through.
yeah,
Right,
you gotta
yeah.
worry about the hurricanes. I thought Biloxi though was in Mississippi though.
It is. It's
Okay, 'cause
Biloxi. It's not Biloxi. It's Biloxi.
Biloxi.
Now, fun fact about the Tampa area: Stephen King lives there now.
Really? I thought he still lived in Maine.
Well, it's Maine is more of a summer home, and Florida is a winter home.
Okay. Josh does make a good point about like the hurricanes. At least you guys they get warnings.
That is true.
That is true, but
Yeah.
But still, you got to go through the.
it's
whole
not
process
like
of moving
being
booze
here
to
in
their
Miss.
house.
It's not like being here in Mississippi where chances of it coming. I mean, Katrina did come on up, and Camille, but
Yeah, but Katrina was one of the worst ones.
but
Along with Camille.
it very few times. I mean, we get the after effects, but we don't get that. When Florida, doesn't matter where you are, it can still end up hitting you. I mean, full blown hitting you.
I think every state has their own like issues with weather. Here, I guess it's tornadoes and the snow. We're down in a valley, so tornadoes are very rare.
We got the tornadoes here too.
Colorado?
Huh?
Tornadoes in Colorado.
Oh yes, yes.
Well, you guys get mostly you get the tornadoes, but of course you also get the so-called land spouts.
If you look up Will County, we get the most tornadoes in anywhere in Colorado. Actually, it's anywhere, period. Even Kansas and Oklahoma. But this part of Will County is huge. It's the size of damn state. We're in a valley. We're not going to get shit.
See, tornadoes it's one of those things. I'll never forget one time we had a tornado that hit, because we get them all the time, but it was New Year's Eve, and I was walking literally next door. It was a beautiful day, walking next door, kind of going down the hill to her house. We were going to have a big New Year's party at her house. And my job, when I always have a certain thing I do when I go to a friend's house, I don't let them pay for everything. So we were about to go to the liquor store, and her husband was going to watch all the kids. So we got halfway into her yard, and tornado sirens started going off. So we go into
On New Year's Eve.
we go
New
yeah
Year's
new,
Eve.
yeah we, and it was the New Year's that New Kids on the Block was playing on stage. I remember that. But anyways,
That tells you how long ago it
no,
was.
their new version, New Kids on the Block.
Oh, okay.
But anyways, so we go inside, put the kids, wherever, and it was like the sirens were taking forever to go off. They would not stop.
Mm-hmm.
And so normally you get them for like 15, 20 minutes and they're done. But this was like forever. And
Teaser
so
version.
I walked outside, and people say the train sound. It
Yep,
was like
the freight train.
stomach, it was like a stomach gurgling sound to me.
Mm-hmm.
And of course I couldn't see anything. It was dark. And so I was like, of course, when it was all over, there was a tree that went across into my yard, hit my dad. Hit my dad's car. So I go home. I mean, the street is flooded. I go into my house, which there's no power. And we lost power for like a week during that. But I go in there, and my closet was pitch dark because of where my closet was. There's no windows. And so I didn't know where my flashlights were because it wasn't really tornado season.
Mm-hmm.
And so I come back to her house. Now, keep in mind, at this time, I'm a size 2, okay? My best friend's like a size 20, maybe. So I go into her house. I am sopping wet. We have not eaten. We had no alcohol. We didn't even know what time of day it was because all of our cell phones started dying by now. So she's like, here, I'm soaking wet. We're like, let's go to Crystal's. Crystal's had power. So we had to go out the back side of the neighborhood because there was a tree across the whole front side. I'm wearing like some of her clothes and her robe. We walk in those Crystals. Of course, the news media everybody walks in. I said, I am not going to be one of these people that you see up in the trailer park and they're, you know, talking. Because I mean, the clothes were like, I was, you know, swimming in the clothes. And so I was like, I mean, I jetted out of that Crystal so quick because the news started pulling out cameras. And I'm like, you are not getting me on camera.
Oh, that would have been awesome.
Well, think of it this way. At least time this would have been her actually on the camera.
Yeah. You could have made plenty of memes out of it.
I mean, you go from supposedly wearing a size 2 to wearing a size 20 something. I mean, like I'm holding pants as I'm walking.
I don't know why I'm just like picturing all of this right now.
Well, and they all made fun of me because, and what I found out was a gurgling sound. The tornado at that time was literally above us because it had hit the airport, and we lived right next to the airport. But
Ooh.
Jeez.
I had that in
Actually
one of my
touched
houses.
down.
It literally jumped. It hit the street in front of me, jumped right at my street, jumped over my house and hit the street behind me. And my husband's like, well, you know, that's the closest you'll get to a tornado. You know, the chances of being another tornado within so many years is this type of odds, whatever it was. Went to work 2 months later, tornado came through my office.
Oh my God.
I'm like, you've got to be kidding.
You know what? I don't know which Facebook user, if this is Josh or Joe, but the way how I see it, you would have been blown away and probably would have ended up in Oz.
Hey, I had to make sure my cat was okay.
I grew up in Kansas. That I'm gonna tell you something. There is no clicking your heels. It doesn't work. Those ruby red slippers are a bunch of bullshit. And that house in the show is this big. I've seen it. I have my name on one of those little yellow bricks.
Common, little known fact: those ruby red slippers originally were silver.
Silver?
No, I didn't know that.
Yeah,
But
in the book, they're silver, but when they made the movie, they made it red so that they could use the actual color of it pop out for the movie. So that's why they changed it over to red instead of silver.
Chris, there's no hookers. Calm down.
And my cat, look, those are my babies.
So
It was actually this cat right here, the one that y'all
Well,
like.
I grew up in Kansas, moved to Oklahoma, all, Tornado Alley. I moved to Kentucky, Tornado Alley.
Yep.
We used to stand on the rooftops and watch it until it got close enough. And then we'd be like, okay, let's go in the basement.
Mm-hmm. And you keep driving, you just pray you don't see it on the road because you got to get somewhere.
We did. I was with Jan driving from Oklahoma back to New Mexico, and she's like, "There's a tornado." I'm like, "No, that's dark clouds. Let's go."
I remember that time.
Yeah, and we're texting Jeremy going, "Hey, none of our husbands give a flying fuck right now. So would you please look and see where this damn tornado is because we're in bad weather and they think this is funny." My ex-husband, he says, "You just need to come home so you can make me money."
See, now I make my kids, my kids have to be covered and all that. I'm fine with the tornadoes and all and this sounds horrible, if my kids are not in my house. But if my
I've
kids
been
are
out in
in
a ditch.
possession, I freak out.
I've been out in a ditch with a mattress over it. Oh, yeah.
See, because that one that jumped my house, Logan was just a baby. I had like a sliver. That tells you how long ago that was. I had a sliver phone back with razors and slivers, and when you paid per tax, and I put him in the bathtub and like his infant tub in the bathtub, and then all of a sudden I'm hearing the tornadoes going to the junior high. Well, I had the junior high and elementary right there. My other 3 kids were there. So I'm on trying to get in touch with the chief of police, who was my best friend, trying to make sure, but it ended up hitting the golf course right next to the school, not the actual school. but I couldn't leave my neighborhood because my neighborhood was trees were everywhere. So my sister drove like 30 minutes to me to go check the school out and tell me, make sure it was okay because I couldn't get anybody on the phone.
So I got a picture here since we're talking about this because I mentioned about, like I said, for Adrian in particular, you guys also get the land spouts, which actually is a real type of whirlwind. This is actually what, if you guys haven't seen what it looks like, this is what a land.
I'm new to Colorado. What the hell?
Yeah, they resemble basically like water spouts, but obviously a
2 tabs, ladies and gentlemen. 2 tabs.
this one here is
down.
Yeah, this one here is in Cheyenne Wells, Colorado.
Hey, Ed.
Hi, Ed.
Oh, what's up, Ed?
Hey,
Yeah,
sweetie.
Looks just like your typical water spout, but on land. But they were common in Colorado.
Did you see the video of the one that just recently hit Panama City Beach? Where the fire goes into
I did see that. Like, holy cow.
because that was right down the road from where we stayed. But yeah, that was wicked.
I was watching some podcast that there were these 2 young college age storm chasers that were chatting very much like with what we're doing. And they showed that video, and that was the first time I ever saw it. And I was like, what the hell was that? Like, holy cow, that was huge.
You know what I found out recently?
No, I didn't, Brad.
That you're a dude?
I was going to say something close to that, and I closed my mouth.
No, there is actually a movie of tornado zombies.
Tornado zombies? What? Wait a minute, I gotta look this up. Tornado zombies.
Explain that.
I'm not even going to try to explain that.
All the tornadoes kind of sort of, y'all were talking about Wizard of Oz. Have y'all watched that show that talks about how the little people were treated and all that?
Yeah.
No, I haven't.
Well, no. Yeah.
Like they were put like 4 or 5 in a hotel room. And the guy who hired them all was pocketing most of their money. And I was watching it. I got to figure out where it was and send it to you, Nick.
Now, the only thing I really ever read about what happened during the production of Wizard of Oz was the whole legend of one of those Munchkins hanging himself.
Okay, they that was, I did read. I think they talked about that on there or something. But I did think they came back with it was something. What did they say that was?
Something like a bird flying back and forth. But when you look at it, it really looks like somebody hung himself.
Yeah, that's what I'm talking about. And I cannot think of the name of it. It was like one morning I couldn't sleep and I just turned the TV on and started watching it.
There's a story about a lady in Oklahoma. This was a long time ago, but like straw, like little straw that you feed your horses went through a person. Like
what?
The force was that bad that it went through a person. There was another story that this lady was in an old claw bathtub like we have upstairs. Mm-hmm. She was in that claw bathtub and had no clue. Of course, there was no radio sirens, any of that crap. She lived out on a farm. It picked her up and took her 2 counties over and set her down in somebody's field. And I don't know if she was awake through the whole thing. I don't remember the whole story, but no, she wasn't awake. She woke up with a farmer standing over her, and she's naked in the tub, unharmed.
How do you sleep through that?
I think she got knocked out.
I was going to say, I think she got knocked unconscious.
And then she was put in the middle.
That's the only way. There's no way you're going to sleep through a tornado like that.
Well, I don't think she was asleep in the tub when she started, but I think she got knocked out.
I was going to say, probably got hit by a piece of debris, something like that. And Brad also just brought it up.
But it would have had to have been enough just to knock her out, because in a tornado, when things are flying, You don't want
Unless
any
you
of
get
that
in the
stuff
center.
hitting you.
No, you don't.
If you get in the eye, nothing's going to harm you.
Yeah.
It's getting there. That's the problem.
Now, speaking of the eye, because this is a reference, obviously, to a film, and Brad just brought up. Yeah, they're supposed to make that new, somewhat sequel to Twister this year. It's supposed to
Yeah,
be called simply
it's called
Twisters.
Twisters.
Yeah,
Twister 2 is Twisters.
yeah, Twisters.
Um,
And this is just my personal opinion. I don't think it's going to come close to the original.
Probably not.
yes.
My daughter said, and she was part of it was filmed in her town,
Oh,
Yeah.
really?
Lake in Kansas, and no, it was Oklahoma.
I was going
Sorry.
to say, wouldn't it have been Oklahoma?
Other
Because
daughter.
that's where the first
Yeah.
one was shot.
Other daughter. It was near Lawton, Oklahoma, and she was taking the kids to school, and they had it all blocked off,
Wow.
and we're filming.
See,
Brad
now,
makes a good point. Won't
on
be
the
the same
way-
without Bill Paxton. Philip
Yeah, it
Seymour
won't.
Hoffman.
on the way to my second trip to Kansas, right before that, they like literally the day before that, they had all those tornadoes, and there were supposed to be more tornadoes. And we had gotten wind that there was a tornado not far from where we were, and we were debating on becoming storm chaser, going by and checking it out. And we found out about it while we were talking about trying to go to the Twister Museum.
Oh wow!
See,
I didn't
with
know
what
there was that, but
See, with what I've also heard too about the new Twisters movie, I mean, unlike the original one, there's I looked at the cast. First off, they originally said Helen Hunt was supposed to somewhat reprise her role, but now she's saying she doesn't want to be part of it. And I looked at the cast. Other than one person, I don't know who any of these other actors are. There's nobody that I recognize ever.
Scheduled for a July release.
Yep. And then, like I said, some of the cast members from the original one are gone. Obviously, Bill Paxton, Philip Seymour Hoffman.
Yeah, I'm looking at the cast members now. Not one of them looks familiar.
Yeah, that's what I mean. Other than one who I've seen on a television show, I don't know who the rest of the cast are at all. So I don't think it's going to go. It's not going to be as good as the original.
It's going to be released on July 19th by Universal Pictures in the U.S. and Warner Brothers Pictures internationally. $200 million budget. That's wow.
See, the other thing too about the original Twister is that I don't know if you guys have ever known this. They actually, not necessarily, but they actually had real life storm chasers act as what do they call those positions? When they're working on
Extras.
No, not extras. No, like technical advisors.
Oh,
If you guys remember the beginning of the film, like when it took place in the late 60s, and the guys watching the TV, that was that was like Oklahoma City legendary meteorologist Gary England, who was on television. That he makes a cameo in that. And then the poster that we're all familiar with, that black funnel, that was a real photograph of a real storm chaser, Warren Fadley. And then you had two other storm chasers acted as advisors, Tim Marshall and Gene Roll. These were all the big storm chaser names of the 90s.
hey, Jeremy, I'm going to send you a photo, but I'll explain it in a minute.
Okay.
Consultants, you're right. Yeah, I'm sorry. That's what it is. Consultants, not advisors.
You already sent those photos.
No, okay, so, what was it, last week or whatever? I got, we got put best of the best of Rankin County. We are actually going to be in the best of the best Rankin County magazine for it. That was when we got Curb Appeal, and the other ones when we got best of best. We're going to make the magazines now.
Oh, Jennifer's leaving. Good night, Jennifer.
Night,
Good
night.
night, Jennifer.
good night. Love you.
Text me when you can, okay?
Jeez, Tom, starring Nick Cantori.
The reason why it's taken so long for Twisters to get done is because they had just started filming right before that strike hit.
Yeah.
And that was in, they started filming in May, the strike hit in July, and because everything was held up until November, so they started doing that. So now they're trying to rush everything.
Jeez, that's not good.
Yeah.
See, if they wanted to make another Twister movie, if they did it many years earlier when they had most of the cast, including Bill Paxton, the second one would have probably would have been better.
Yeah.
So here's your hometown magazines.
That's the one that's going to make the magazine.
Is that going to be the cover?
No, it's going to be in there, but no, I'm excited.
That's awesome.
That's my bestie and my assistant, but that's my bestie.
That's not the centerfold, is it?
No.
Nick, you probably don't even understand what I meant by that, do you?
No, I was actually reading something from one of the comments here.
Well, you don't want to know. Let's put
I
it that way.
probably don't.
Yeah.
So I'm good.
You're good.
Let's give it a try. What is that, Josh, or is that Joe still? I don't know.
That's Josh. Joe's only said the one thing.
Okay. Well, let's give it a try. What? Talk about
He's
the new
probably
Twisters
talking
movie?
about that Twisters movie.
Yeah, probably. Did
Yeah.
I watch TMZ UFO Revolution? I have not. When was that on, Joanne? Oh, yeah, Josh about Twister. Yep. Scary Truth Aliens. Was this like on TV or something, Joanne, or Godzilla 1? What?
-1.
Minus. Oh, I just saw that a few days ago. That was an awesome movie.
So it really was good.
It was good. Well, and the one we saw, they had a limited release. They were just doing it for a week where they actually released the movie in black and white, which obviously is to pay homage to the original 1954 film. And first off, it actually looked great in black and white. And secondly, it was actually really intense. Probably one of the best out of the franchise. And
So was that supposed to be a remake to the original Godzilla, or more like a sequel or a prequel, or what?
So not necessarily a remake, and it's not supposed to be a sequel, prequel, or have any connection to the original film or any of the films whatsoever. And this is Godzilla's 40th film. So this was just basically like a rewritten film. It's the second movie that they made that doesn't have any connection at all to the original film from the 50s. So it's just like a re-imaging of Godzilla. And they're already saying
a different universe type Godzilla.
Yeah, because if you think about it, like during all the movies that have been made from 1954 to now, there were different series, which they have. Japan has different types of eras. So, like the original film, along with the rest of them from the 50s, 60s, and early to mid 70s, that was known as the Showa era. And then when they started up again in the mid 80s up to the mid 90s, that was known as the Heisei era. The third series, which was from 1999 up till 2004, was called the Millennium era. And the fourth and somewhat current series, if you will, including also the American ones that were made, is called the I think it's pronounced the Reiwa era. So they're all different series.
I wish they would just come up with new movies instead of rehashing old.
Oh gosh, yes.
Well, they're already talking already that they're going to make a sequel for Godzilla -1. And what I'm hoping to see is, I mean, obviously they already said that it's going to involve Godzilla fighting another monster. But what I'm hoping for is, I mean, not only just bring some of the monsters back, but also make some new ones.
What's for dinner? What's for dinner?
I saw a baked potato, I think.
Zach cooked steak.
Speaking of steaks,
No, you can get rid of the Brussels sprouts.
No, that's broccoli.
No.
but yeah, see, like what I believe Josh said, they really do. But yeah, that's what I'm hoping for the future movies is
What they need to be doing is, instead of rehashing these old ideas, is going back and looking at books that have never been adapted and adapt those, because there are a lot of Stephen King ones that I still want to see. There are Dean Koontz books that I want to see adapted. I want to see a Brad Meltzer movie.
Get your nose back.
Well, even with something like Godzilla, basically, there's so many other ideas that Toho could come up with that they can create new monsters and stuff that we haven't seen.
Leave
before.
Godzilla alone.
So
Leave them alone.
Leave Godzilla alone.
Godzilla's done.
So, Nick, you watch a lot of stuff, and I only caught a glimpse on the news, and I hadn't even had a chance to research it. Did I saw where they think they may have found Amelia Earhart's plane?
Wait, what?
I've seen lots of things where they thought they did, and it turned out to be nothing.
This was just recently, like this week, last week.
Oh no, I haven't seen that. What was
What?
that on?
Found her
It was
plane.
on our local news. Let me see.
Oh wow.
See, ironically enough, where they disappeared, it was actually not far from the coast of Japan, which is like their version of the Bermuda Triangle, except it's called the
Right.
Dragon's Triangle.
I would say her plane is probably in the bottom of the ocean, like all the other ships.
It was one day
Yeah.
ago on PBS.
See, and alongside Amelia Earhart's disappearance, I mean, since it happened over the Dragon's Triangle, they actually said that the Dragon's Triangle has probably got more disappearances than the Bermuda Triangle does.
Wow.
She was killed by the tribe where she crashed, sadly. I thought she was over
In my
the
opinion, yeah.
I was going to say she was over the open ocean of the triangle. She wasn't near any land.
Honestly, no one will ever know.
Yeah,
Yeah.
no, we don't.
It was-
But I'm hoping it's true because I would love to know. I mean, finally in our lifetime, no.
There's a bunch of ships.
I'm not
now.
even sure how her plane would be able to survive in the bottom of the ocean, because ships are barely surviving down there.
Yeah.
But a plane is not heavily built like a ship would be.
No.
Mhm.
See, Joanne says there's a bunch of ships our way off of New Brunswick that have serviced. I don't know if she's mentioning if they've
Yeah.
disappeared or.
I recently I have been watching a lot of Titanic videos, and there was one where somebody was doing a depth of all of these different ships over the years.
Mhm.
And there are some that are like 3 or 4 times deeper than the Titanic.
Oh,
is.
okay.
See, I just got through rewatching the thing about the Kursk, the Russian sub. Yeah, I just got through watching something about that a couple of weeks back, or about a month ago.
There are theories where she did survive and was killed by the locals during World War II, which does kind of make us does make some sense because this was a few years right before World War II began.
I actually just wrote a short story about a crew that goes down to the Titanic, only to be visited by the victims of the Titanic.
It's not a bad idea.
There's lots of stories about, and here recently there are even more stories coming out, but like the survivor of the Titanic telling her story.
The last remaining survivor, was that who it was? Or
Yeah, the lady.
yeah,
Mhm.
she was like the last one before she passed away in 2009.
Yeah, and there was lots of stories about things like, and I saw this on one of the, it wasn't Travel Channel, but anyway, it was one of the channels that talks about history and different things. But it was talking about how the Titanic may have, they knew this was coming and didn't pay attention.
Yeah, I've heard.
Why is there an
Yeah.
echo?
I'm hearing something.
Well, I say it's on my end for some reason. Hold
Molly
on.
Brown. That's who it was. Yeah.
Did you guys know that there was actually a film made less than a month after the Titanic?
I just literally looked that up, Jeremy. I just had I have the Wikipedia page.
No, I didn't.
There was a lady on the Titanic. She was an actress, and as soon as she survived, as soon as she got home, she and somebody wrote a script. It's only 13 minutes long. Wrote a script about the sinking of the Titanic, and she even wore the same clothes in this film that she did on the Titanic. And there was such a backlash against this thing that it effectively ruined her career.
That was Dorothy Gibson.
Yes.
Yes.
And despite testimony from all of the survivors, nobody would believe that the Titanic actually split in half until it was found in 1985 or 86.
Mm.
This is an actual
That's her,
photograph
yes.
from the movie. That's Dorothy Gibson wearing the very same clothes she wore on that night.
Yeah.
Wow.
And I know some people are going to basically ask, I'm sure you probably read this too, Jeremy. I know some people are probably going to ask, is there any way we could watch this movie? Unfortunately, because this was made, prior to.
It's a lost film.
Well, yeah, I was going to say prior to the safety film, or like before people realized how valuable these movies were. Unfortunately, no copy of the film is known to exist. It's pretty much been lost to time, unfortunately. Only a few stills and photos.
It wasn't lost in time. It was lost to a fire when the studio caught fire.
That too, yeah. Well, it's not
many others were lost.
Well, it's not only that. I mean, it's not only just like the MGM fires, and because these movies were made of nitrate film at that time was extremely flammable. So, the movies that were made back in those days, you had to make sure that they were in a very safe environment, because if you put them in a room where there was any type of heat, the film, and if that was your only copy, and if it caught on fire, that was the end of your film. So, But it's not only just that though. I mean, in those days, unlike today, where we make a film and you want to sell it, you want to make copies of it. Back then, movies were just nothing more than just plays captured on film. Right after a specific amount of time, they would just take the copies of the movies and just literally throw them in the trash like they were nothing.
They probably didn't expect the movie business to be what it is today.
Yeah. Like I said, they were like plays captured on film. It's like you do a play for a while and then you end it and then you move on. That's basically what it is. But yeah, it says here most in this case it was mainly like you said, because of it was destroying the Eclair studio fire in March of 1914.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. I think the reason she did that is because she wanted to have some sort of a documentation to show people what she went through, but instead it just ruined everything.
Yeah.
Which I can understand that because it was done so soon. It'd be like if somebody had filmed a movie on 9/11 right after it happened. Nobody would.
Hey, sister.
Nobody would have appreciated that, or JFK's assassination.
Yeah.
You gotta let time pass before you even attempt to do something like that. And that was the first time, as far as I know, that anybody had ever tried anything like that. And I think because of that, that's when the industry decided, hey, let's let them get through this. Then we'll try to do a movie on that.
Well, that's like people trying to talk to somebody through a spirit box that died last week.
Oh God, I know who you're talking about.
Yes.
There's a lot of them, and it's absolutely absurd.
It's basically exploitation. That's really all it is. It's exploitation.
So I just looked up. I don't know if you found this, Jeremy. Turned out that same year, 1912, when that film came out, there were actually two more Titanic related movies that came out. They were made from two different countries. The second one that came out it doesn't say the exact month. It just says 1912. So probably sometime later in the year, Germany made their own version of the singing of the Titanic. That's about 35 minutes. And sadly, well, I can't really read it because it's in German, but in English pronunciations, it's titled Shipwrecked in Icebergs. And unfortunately, that movie is also lost too. And then the third and final one, if I can get to it, that is.
He's frozen.
Oh, I'm frozen.
Well, we can hear you, but you're frozen with your mouth open.
Screenshot.
Yes,
damn
it's a screenshot.
No.
Yep, I got the
Oh,
screenshot.
God. Jeez. Here, guys, I'll be back in a second. I don't know why it's. Oh, wait. Nope, we're back.
Oh, Brad's
There we
got the screenshot.
Hey, Brad, put some roaches on his face.
No thanks.
We got 5 minutes, and then we need to wrap up for the next show to start.
Yeah, they made a second movie. That one too, unfortunately, is lost. And then the third and final one they made, this one was made in France this time. That one was called. Okay, again, this one. Well, that's kind of weird. It took me to the same page. I don't know why it's. Yeah, I can't get it's just taking me back to the second one. So yeah, even Germany and France made their own version.
If it's the Wikipedia page, then they do a lot of redirects. So sometimes you have to dig in to find the original source material of that page instead of the redirect.
Actually, wait, no, I found it. Here it is. The one that was made in France. That one. Well, this is a different story. It's kind of crazy to think. It focuses on a woman who is a palm reader that one of her loved ones will die. The woman tries to convince her husband not to board the RMS Titanic as she fears for his safety. The husband boards nonetheless, though is rescued on the RMS Carpathia after Titanic sinks. It sounds like this too is also lost, but they do say.
Now, what is crazy is that I don't know how long before the events of the Titanic, somebody had actually written a book, and it details almost to the letter what happened with the Titanic, that it was an unsinkable ship. It might have been called Titan for all I know. I don't know that for sure, but this book was literally predicting the exact events of what the Titanic went through. And this had been before Titanic.
It doesn't say if this was like based on that book, because this came out in October of that year, although it says more or less, though, the film is said to confront the fraud of palm reading, highlighting the suffering that obsessive belief in the supernatural can create.
Oh, that'd probably be a Harry Houdini movie.
It probably would, and that was during his days.
Yeah,
but this was
I think at that time is when he was debunking all the frauds. We need Harry Houdini here now.
Yeah, we definitely do. But the problem is that this movie was made in France, so obviously Harry Houdini, wasn't living in France. So, but that's interesting though that 3 different countries, U.S., Germany, and France, all made their own version of the Titanic right after the actual event. But then again, it makes sense because you probably did have people from a few different countries that went on the Titanic.
Oh yeah, only the rich went on there.
Well, that probably included French and Germans. Mm-hmm. So if this was not just your typical American cruise. I mean, this was like for everybody.
Yep.
Yeah. But at least the Titanic movie that James Cameron made is said to be the closest to the truth as of when they knew at the time. Now, there's I want to say it was a miniseries that was released about 10 years ago. It may also have been titled Titanic or something along the lines, where they filmed it in a way to where it would have looked how it was, because in all these movies, it always shows that it's kind of dark, but you can still see everything.
Yeah.
But this miniseries, they took all the lighting out where you can't even see the boat. And this would be how you don't see the boat breaking in half, but you hear it breaking in half.
Okay.
But it's crazy how back then all of these survivors said it broke in half. Nobody would believe them.
Mhm.
It's crazy.
I got to just show this real quick because I actually, since we were talking about Titanic, I saw this a few days ago. And I mean, I'm trying to be serious on it, but this was actually pretty funny. But someone posted this picture about if Titanic took place in the modern era. Check this out.
You know what? That is actually accurate.
It is.
It is. And it's not funny. It's sad.
Yeah, it is. I mean, it was funny when I first saw it, but yeah, it's now that you say that, it's definitely a lot.
Yeah, but the sad thing is, this is accurate.
Yeah, it is.
And it would have saved to the cloud, so even if the phone got damaged.
Right. And that's the sad world that we live in now.
Hey, Bart.
New cruises.
Soon
Hey,
as
what's up, Bart?
something bad happens or something disastrous happens, hey, let's get our phones out and video this. All right.
I've done cruises before, and I mean, thankfully, it's all in one piece. But
I
they
don't
can be
do
pretty
cruises
scary.
either.
No, I did back when I was in high school. They took us to Mexico and also Jamaica. That's the only time I've ever been out of the country.
Well, it's 10 o'clock now, so we need to wrap up for the next show to come on. Do we have a guest for next week yet?
I don't think so.
I don't think so either.
Chris, I have actually thought about the Jericho cruise.
What's the Jericho cruise?
It's a wrestling cruise,
Okay.
and they actually do wrestling matches on the boat.
Well, that's interesting.
It is interesting. Chris Jericho has been doing it for 5 years, 6 years, something like that. He's been doing it a while. I wouldn't mind doing something like that. But yeah, so we'll figure out what we're going to do for next week. Next week will be my last week because I'll be having surgery the following Monday, and that's going to put me out for a couple weeks. So you guys get to play.
What Brad sent me.
Yep.
God damn it.
That's what we got to see.
And I got a good screenshot of you freezing the first time too.
Oh no.
You should be very scared, Nick.
That should be
yeah,
our next
damn
credit rolls.
I'm just glad it's not feature like it. Oh, you know what? No, you know what? I'm not even going to say it because I don't want to give you guys.
Don't
ideas.
say it because you'll jinx yourself, and we're going to use it against you.
Yeah.
All right, so we appreciated having Scott on here for a short time, but at least we got him on the show.
That's
did.
right.
Yeah.
Just sucked. I couldn't see him for the first couple minutes because he was nothing but a black box.
Whose fault's that? Whose fault was that?
Internet.
No.
Technically, Nick is right. It is the internet's
Yeah,
fault.
it is.
But what is his fault is that he didn't listen to me when I told him just go to the basement. Don't even.
And I did. I'm down in the basement.
Yeah, you still waited 5
I just-
minutes.
He
At this
puts
point, I should
the
just basically-
lotion on the skin.
So,
At this point, I should just take that as a punishment. Like Jeremy's like, go to your basement.
well, unlike the Goosebumps book where it says stay out of the basement. All right, so everybody, thank you so much for playing along. We'll be back next week. We may or may not have a guest. We'll figure that out throughout the course of the next 6 days. So until next week, see you guys later. Have a good night.
Yeah.
Night.